In the ancient land of Bharat, the city of Mathura stood proud. Its ruler was King Kamsa. He was a man of immense strength and terrible power. His might was undisputed, yet his heart was often filled with darkness. He was known for his cruelty. His subjects lived in fear of his wrath. His decrees were harsh. His justice was swift and often brutal. Many suffered under his heavy hand. The very air in Mathura seemed thick with his unchallenged authority. Kamsa had a sister. Her name was Devki. She was unlike her brother in every way. Her spirit was gentle, her heart was kind, she radiated warmth and compassion to all she met. Devki was loved by the people of Mathura. They saw in her a flicker of hope, a soft light in the shadow of Kamsa's reign. She moved with grace. Her words were always soft, offering comfort where her brother offered only commands and threats. Her presence was a balm to the city's weary soul. Despite his cruel nature, Kamsa held a deep affection for Devki. She was his younger sister. He had watched her grow. Perhaps in some hidden part of his hardened heart, she was his only true weakness. He showered her with gifts. He ensured her comfort. This love for Devki was a strange contrast to his usual tyrannical behavior. It was a puzzle to many. How could such a ruthless man care so deeply for one person? This affection was genuine, a rare soft spot in his otherwise ironclad demeanor. The time came for Devki's marriage. She was to wed Vasudeva, a noble prince of the Yadu dynasty. The city of Mathura was decorated. There were celebrations everywhere. Music filled the streets. People rejoiced, for Devki's happiness was their own. Kamsa himself oversaw the grand preparations for the wedding. He wanted everything to be perfect for his beloved sister. It was a rare occasion of widespread joy in Mathura. For a brief moment, the kingdom forgot its fears and celebrated with genuine delight. The wedding ceremony was beautiful. Devki looked radiant. Vasudeva was a picture of noble grace. After the rituals were complete, it was time for Devki to leave for her new home. In a grand gesture of affection, Kamsa himself decided to drive the chariot. He would personally escort his sister and her new husband. This was a sign of his deep love for Devki. The crowds cheered. They saw their mighty king acting as a humble charioteer for his sister. It was a sight they would not easily forget. The procession began its journey. It moved slowly through the decorated streets of Mathura. The air was filled with festive sounds. Drums beat, trumpets blared. People threw flowers from their rooftops. Laughter and happy chatter echoed all around. The sun shone brightly. It seemed like a perfect day. A day of joy. A day of new beginnings for Devki and Vasudeva. Kamsa too seemed content, his usual stern face softened by a rare smile as he guided the horses. Mathura was a grand city. Its temples reached for the sky, its markets bustled with life. The chariot passed by magnificent buildings and through crowded squares. The kingdom's prosperity was visible. But beneath the surface of this vibrant city, an unspoken tension always lingered due to Kamsa's rule. Today, however, that tension seemed to have lifted, replaced by genuine celebration. The journey was smooth. The path was clear. The kingdom appeared to be blessing this union with open arms. Yet, as the chariot moved further from the palace, a subtle change began. The bright sky started to dim slightly. A few clouds gathered, seemingly from nowhere. The festive music seemed to carry a hint of an unknown echo. A gentle breeze turned a little cooler. These were small things, barely noticeable at first, but they were like whispers. Whispers of something unseen, something that was about to break the joyful peace of the day. An unseen force was gathering its breath. Suddenly, the earth seemed to tremble. The joyous sounds of the procession died. A hush fell over the crowd. Horses reared in fright. People looked up at the sky with wide, fearful eyes. The clouds had grown darker, swirling ominously above them. A blinding light flashed. Then a sound unlike any earthly sound ripped through the air. It was a voice that came not from any person, but from the heavens themselves. It was an Akashvani, a celestial proclamation. The voice was powerful, it was majestic, it resonated with divine authority. Every single person heard it clearly. It spoke directly to Kamsa. "Oh, foolish Kamsa," the voice boomed. "You drive your sister's chariot with such love and pride today. You are unaware of the destiny that awaits you. The 8th son born to this very Devki, your beloved sister, he will be the cause of your death. He will be your destroyer." The words hung in the air, heavy and cold. The prophecy was clear. It was direct. It was terrifying. Devki's 8th child would be Kamsa's doom. The words struck Kamsa like a thunderbolt. His grip on the reins slackened, the smile vanished from his face, it was replaced by an expression of pure shock. Then that shock turned into disbelief, and then into a chilling, all-consuming fear. The divine voice echoed in his mind, each word a hammer blow against his arrogance and his power. Destiny had spoken. The entire procession was frozen in terror. The music had long stopped. The flowers lay scattered on the ground, forgotten. What had been a scene of immense joy only moments before had transformed into one of dread. Devki trembled, her face pale with fright. Vasudeva stood protectively beside her, his own heart pounding. The Akashvani had not just delivered a message, it had shattered their world. The festive air was now thick with doom. The future, once bright, was now shrouded in terrifying uncertainty. King Kamsa's transformation was terrifyingly swift. The love he felt for Devki moments ago was instantly consumed by a raging fire of fear. His eyes, which had looked upon her with affection, now blazed with a murderous light. The prophecy had spoken of his death, his own death. He, Kamsa, the mighty ruler of Mathura, was to be killed by his sister's son. The thought was unbearable. His mind, usually sharp and cruel, was now clouded by pure, primal terror. He saw Devki not as his sister, but as the mother of his fated destroyer. In his panic, Kamsa's hand reached for his sword. His first instinct was to eliminate the threat immediately. He would kill Devki, right there, right now. If she died, she could bear no children. No eighth son could be born to end his life. His face contorted with rage and fear. He raised his sword, ready to strike his own sister down. The crowd gasped in horror. Devki cried out, her eyes wide with terror and disbelief at her brother's sudden, monstrous change. The loving brother was gone, replaced by a cornered beast. Vasudeva, though terrified himself, acted quickly. He threw himself before Kamsa, pleading for Devki's life. He begged Kamsa to spare her. He argued that Devki herself was not the threat. It was her future child. Vasudeva, wise and desperate, made a solemn promise. He vowed to deliver every child born to Devki into Kamsa's hands. Kamsa could then do as he pleased with them. It was a terrible bargain, but it was the only way to save Devki's life in that moment of Kamsa's madness. The prophecy of the Akashvani was a turning point. It sealed Kamsa's fate even as he tried to escape it. From that day forward, fear became Kamsa's constant companion. Every action he took was driven by the desperate need to avert his doom. He imprisoned Devki and Vasudeva. He ruthlessly killed their first 6 children. The prophecy did not just predict an event, it sowed the seeds of immense suffering and set in motion a divine play. It showed that destiny, once declared, holds power even over the most tyrannical kings, chaining them to a future they dread but cannot avoid.